Hey everyone, welcome back to another video hosted by Spellstorm Miniatures. My name is Dan, one of your regular co-hosts, and today we're looking at the Kickstarter I received from Archon Studios Rampart modular terrain system. This comes in a pretty big box. Normally they come in a black plastic bag from Archon Studios with the game box inside, but this had a lot of individual parts, so they actually sent a cardboard box, so it was really nice for shipping that way. But it's a little bit too big to show on the video, so I'm going to go ahead and break out the box and show you each piece individually. Alright, my lighting's not the best, and I'm a little shaky because it's so high up. Got some spare foam in here, and all of our different components. Took out the elements so I can just kind of show you one by one rather than digging through the big box, having to hand shaky cam that thing. So first off, they included a little thank you, thanking the backers, mainly how they've grown and everything. It's kind of a neat touch. Then I backed the Eternal Cathedral core set. I actually got two of these to make a larger table. Instead of the 2x2 or the 3x3, be able to cover a bit more of a 4x4 for some of the games that I play. There were a couple other styles to choose from. This one just more fits, again, the games that I'm using. Has 129 pieces to it, all made out of hard plastic, magnet ready, so you can just go ahead and hook some of these in, clink them right together, all customizable, come up with an array of things. This isn't the first Kickstarter for this, so it's kind of part of the legacy set, and other people had recommended these and said they worked out pretty well, so that's why I went ahead and backed it, give myself some variety. I'm not really looking forward to painting them, but I'm going to try to figure out some techniques or take a sum from some other people and see if I can do these up quickly. You get all the listed of what's included, shows you a little picture of it, obviously what it could look like. Results may vary depending on your skill. Then they had the stretch goals, 61 more elements in there, but you get some stairs, some other, radar dishes, beams, supports in order to spruce up the game, including some extra stands to sit further out. Now again, they were on some of the other styles, but I might be able to use those other ways as well. List them all there. So that's pretty cool. Then I also picked up the Legacy stretch goals. This is from the previous Kickstarter, like I was saying, to get some more stairs and fits the terrain of those ones. So an extra 22, and it wasn't very much. As you see, again, kind of shows what's on there. Lays it all out for you. Then a couple of the Star side. These were some other models included. It's their promo pack for their game that they're kind of putting out. The models are really neat. And then a tank that went along with it. This is a pretty big, cool stretch goal. I believe it's one of the final goals that I can use in a variety of games besides just the Star side. So, just some extra fun, neat models along with it. We've got all the little pieces here. I picked up some extra platforms. Again, the price is pretty good, but I want to be able to put my guys out on a ledge or connect some buildings a little bit better. So I went ahead and got those as well. Oops, put a piece of something else on there. Then Cathedral Toppers, also these, just to add the style to it. It's interesting is they're a dark gray instead of the light gray. But again, once you're painted, not really going to matter. So I got a couple extra of those. And then this was also included to be able to add some more vines, connect little towers on the side, just to give yourself a little bit more style and customization. So that's the brief overview of what we got. So I'm going to take off the plastic and show what's inside. Alright, inside we've got, again, the dark gray hard plastic. And just tons of these. Here's a couple more of those that I was just showing you. Some more. There's your pieces. Again, there are a lot of copies of the same thing over and over again, which you kind of expect. Some more broken down, beat up ones. The gargoyles and the ladders. The extra scribbling. There's some of the platforms. Again, you can see why I got more, because one sheet definitely wants some more. Columns. More columns. Some more put together walls, small columns. Now notice the holes, those are for the magnets. They do say what size you need, which is nice. I don't have that size right now. I need to pick some up. but once I do, it'll be real easy. That's also where the pieces stick into. So you got your little pegs to connect those as well. So it really depends on how you want to do it. You have variety built in on exactly whichever one you want to do. Kind of shows you there how to do it. They'll just stick right in there. And again, this is where you can put the magnets in to clip them. They even have the clips to connect those walls kind of together. Into the Legacy stretch goals we go. There's again your, kind of looks like an undead king almost. Got different trains, stairs, sets of those, more toppers, more gargoyles, little tiny ones too, lamps, snake heads, all sorts of stuff. The more Aztec looking one, again not going to go with the cathedral very well, but great scatter terrain for MCP for me. Or even Warcaster might be able to just scatter some of this on too. You never know, that has some different alien worlds. More of your pegs to hook everything together. So it's kind of nice, it's color coded for when you're putting it together. If you're just going to put it out there or use it, you know exactly which set it's kind of going for. Stretch goals. Back to the dark plastic. Here's some of your toppers. A little bit more sci-fi terrain on some of it. This one's not as color coded, as you've got a radar dish next to, not really sure what that is, next to your more Aztec style, next to graveyards, all sorts of mix. So these will be a bit more scattered use. Tentacle arm, you know, head, very all over the place on this one. Sandbags, those are actually kind of neat. Use those for a variety of things, almost a Stargate looking style. Some steam pipes, more ledges, the more textile look. Also have the core set extras. This is just some extra little pieces to put on there and to give a little bit more style. I decided I kind of wanted to have inside. It's going to be a lot of the same. Lots of the same. It's just to get you the 4 towers and all your vines. Probably all the vines I'm going to need to add across that, along with a couple of the toppers and some of the pillars. Nothing too much. All the same, that's in the core set. Let's check out the models. Promo pack. Alright. Instructions on how to put it together. Don't know how nice that actually kind of is. Sometimes get a little lost figuring out what's going on. So you got the vampires, Zype Guardians, Kype Guardians, not really sure. Kind of snake style people. Vampire again, more of them. Then reverse folded here, the other vampires. And you have your Necromancer and your Empire of Men officers. Necromancer's kind of a neat looking one. So, there's your officer, it looks like. Textured base already. Then more. These are very similar, almost GW style of Age of Sigmar, putting them together where they're labeled Legion of the Black Sun, and you kind of have all your separate parts there, and the bases are ready to kind of snap together and fit certain ones, which is nice if you just want to put something together real nice and easy. The Aztecs ones could actually go with these ones pretty well. It looks like that's kind of the style. So sometimes it's nice to have those bases. Other times people like doing their own bases, which you can probably get away with in some of these, it's looking like so far, but I'm just going to use the bases they've provided. That's the Necromancer looking guy. Yep, Necromancer right there. So it should be, again, easy enough to put those ones together, especially with the instructions. The Wolverine tank. Again, instructions. This one's pretty hardy, about all those other ones combined. Nice breakdown of different color on what you should be working on at what time. Well, that's cool. Gives you the different sprue numbers. That is very handy. I enjoy that very much, as there is a lot of pieces to this thing. Man. I think it's going to be a pretty good size when it's done. That's the turret. There's your treads. Along with some other pieces. Just some of the armor. So yeah, that's the size of the turret there. I'm talking nice size model. Should be pretty fun to put together. Well, there you have it. Quick look at the Rampart Modular Terrain System Eternal Cathedral core set that I backed, along with a couple extras in there. If you're enjoying our content, please like and subscribe. Helps us out a lot. Give a comment down below if you backed this or other terrain sets that you backed or purchased that can go along well with this. Thank you for joining me. To find our podcast and Discord along with some other information, go to spellstormminiatures.com.